I want to start off by asking you a question. How would you feel if all of a sudden everything that you knew about life and life itself just completely changed? Well, that's what pretty much happened in the small town of Paradero Beach, California. It will within a 10-mile radius of the nuclear power plant in the town. And all of a sudden, it was a normal day, and all of a sudden, everyone over the age of 15 disappeared. And then there was no cell service or internet connection or anything like to contact people and figure out what was going on. And there was literally no adults, and many kids died because of car crashes, because drivers disappearing, or because of fires, because stoves were left on, and kids were like left to pretty much figure things out. Well, the main character, or one of the main characters, Sam Temple, known as School Bus Sam because he saved kids on a school bus a time before this from the bus driver. That they had a medical emergency, and like so he had to keep the bus from running into something and kids getting hurt. So he was known as School Bus Sam. And so he teams up with his crush, who eventually becomes his girlfriend Astrid, and his best friend Quinn. And they are just trying to figure out what's going on, what's happening, and they are just going around, and come to find out there is like this big dome thing, and it's like an energy kind of dome, almost kind of like the Hunger Games, and but it seems to separate them from the outside world, and people start developing like supernatural powers, and like Sam Temple has this like crazy like light power. It's almost like a lightsaber, but that shoots out of his hands, and he ends up having to go against these other kids who are like the bad people, the villains almost, and they're trying to use their powers to control people while Sam is like tries to avoid his powers. And so him and his friends are fighting the other bad guys, and the main bad guy is his twin, but they were separated at birth. And so I don't want to give away the ending, but yeah, so that's pretty much what it is about. And meanwhile, like at the beginning, there is this girl, Lana, who is also in that situation, but she's not like in the part of town where everybody kind of like understands that something's happened. And she gets in a car crash because she was with her grandparent on traveling in a car, and she gets in a really bad car accident, and it turns out that she has the power of healing. She eventually meets up with Sam and his friend Astrid and Quinn. And I just wanted to share a quote from page 64. It says, "She was scared of dying, scared of never seeing her mom and dad again." And I just wanted to share that quote because I think that's probably how I would be feeling if I was in that situation. Like, that's pretty crazy. So, there's that. And, I would probably rate this book like maybe a 4 out of 5. Maybe there was a few things the author could have added to make it a little more exciting in the beginning, and but overall I really enjoyed the book. It kept my attention pretty well, because I'm not one that's reads a lot of books, so it was definitely good. And I think the author did a really well of connecting everything and making sure everything was clear and it made sense and that everything was, yeah, that everything was explained very well. And I would recommend people who have a hard time finding books that they enjoy to read this book, because I'm definitely one of those people who need a book that grabs my attention right away, and this book definitely does that, because it's like disaster right away, pretty much at the beginning, like a couple pages in. And yeah, I just imagine just living life, normal day, and then all of a sudden your parents, your whole life, everything disappears, and then bullies are trying to rule the town, and all this crazy stuff is happening, and you're just an average person, and you have to step up and become this leader, and you have to take control of a situation, because if you don't step up and you don't do something, then somebody who doesn't have the right plan in mind will. And Sam Temple had to take on that role. And that is it.